everyone, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Thursday, June 21st, 2018. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Llewellyn Dowd.
Oh, very well then, sir. Please remember, everybody, that you can help support this show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet. You can pick up some merchandise in the link below, and please submit your questions for our Ask Us Anything, which is taking place on episode 500. You can submit those questions anywhere that you can find the show: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit, all of which are at iRedditCast. You can also send us an email to iReddit@mjolnir.media. Send them directly to me at Schwahn Michael or at Bimmenstein, or drop them even in the live chat, which occurs at 6 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. So, Mr. Endowed?
No, just Dowd.
Just Mr. Dowd.
My first name is Llewellyn.
Llewellyn?
It's Welsh.
Is that Llewellyn?
Yes, and that's offensive.
From that D&D green text?
No, not quite. It's Llewellan.
Okay.
Llewellyn is the one who was from the green text.
Okay.
Which was Llewellyn, I think.
If you say so. How are you, Mr. Dowd?
I mean, you know, this is a tough day. I feel fairly hung, but other than being kind of swollen on the large side, I feel like everything's going to my head, mostly blood. But you know, I'm just really glad I came home.
That was impressive. Good streak there, friend.
Thank you.
That was quite the load.
That's good.
Oh man. So aside from the series,
let's get these balls rolling.
Oh, God damn it! How did the day go though?
Pretty good. It was kind of a busy Thursday, so I was active the entire time, which was nice. Good.
Helps the day go by, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. I ate a bag of chips for lunch.
Damn, boy!
Two bags of M&Ms. So that's all I've had today, as well as like half a pot of coffee because people drank my coffee today, which was cool.
Which was cool. You guys
I mean, the only reason why I drank so much coffee is because I feel like the coffee's going to waste, but I don't want to make half a pot of coffee and drink half a pot of coffee because then, like, I feel like the people around me be like, "Wow, that's very selfish of him."
You know, Nathan, it's not that wasteful to just pour out what's left.
No, it is. That is hot bean water, and it needs to be enjoyed.
I mean, coffee's technically a tea, right?
No, it is a coffee.
Which is technically...
Bong water is a tea, though.
Yeah, it is.
It is the grossest of teas. Do not cross that one.
So, you know, like, I'm not going to go out and test the hypothesis that bong water is the most...
It's real gross.
God damn it. I do believe it is gross, but I bet there's something worse out there.
In the drug paraphernalia world?
In the tea world.
Maybe opium?
Is opium a tea?
You drink that through... Or you drink that... You smoke that through a hookah-ish in some dens, from what I remember from the opening scene from Hell.
I have no idea, buddy.
Opium's just like...
like, as gross as I'm sure that bong water is of gross, smoky drug water, there's got to be something worse.
I mean, sure, like liquid poop and stuff.
Well, would that be a tea?
Yeah, with you being the filter.
That was some of the... Oh, God, that was nasty. And poop jokes are always funny.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's true. All right, well... 5. Speaking of drugs and water...
I mean, there's got to be more to life than just weed and dick and fart jokes.
Yeah, I'd hope so. But speaking of drugs and water, some rivers are so drug-polluted that their eels get high on cocaine.
This is submitted by Bob and Weave to R Not the Onion.
There's not...
Yo, that's a lot of cocaine.
There's not a whole lot more to say to that besides that illegal drug residues have gotten so prevalent in the rivers in parts of Europe that the eels that live in the rivers are perpetually high on cocaine.
I love it. I love it so much, but I shouldn't.
It's impressive.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Like,
it's pretty impressive.
That also means that someone's wasting a shitload of cocaine.
Is it wasting, though, if they're having a good time doing it?
I guess not, but, I mean...
Like, if they're really just dumping this shit out, like, why is there so much in the rivers? Maybe it's being cut weird. I don't know. What's
worse is that the eels don't seem to mind it either.
I mean, why would they? They're getting high as fuck.
So, now in terms of what the solution is...
Like, at this point, we are the people that your parents warned you about in high school coming up to you and be like, yo, you want to do some shit stuff?
Well, I mean, you might be. I'm not.
I would never walk around and give people free drugs.
Yeah, those
That's
are
less
expensive.
drugs for me.
Yeah, those are expensive.
Yeah, they are.
In any case, so unfortunately, I always find it odd that instead of trying to solve the problem of the drugs, they're instead trying to figure out how to treat the water.
I mean, the drug trade's a very lucrative enterprise.
You're not wrong, but at the same time, like, you should be proactive instead of reactive. Like, sure, treat the water now that it's already, ruined, but don't just keep treating it so that people can keep abusing it.
I don't know, man.
I do.
What you gotta do, really, to stop this is legalize cocaine in America.
Right, just legalize cocaine and especially in America, and a whole bunch of the world gets better.
Yeah, really, because we buy a lot of cocaine.
Oh, I'm sorry? Jennifer says that cocaine eels sound scary as F.
Yo, I bet it makes delicious sushi.
I mean, you'd probably be wanting to come back for more.
It's real shocking,
God damn it.
It's a pun.
Jeez.
Catching the little bastards is probably the problem, though.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, they're slippery eels before.
Lawsuit. School officials forced 12-year-old who killed herself to hug bullies.
This was submitted by Dr. Midnight to our news.
So, speaking of the wrong way to treat something. So, this is out of Rockaway Township in New Jersey. A 12-year-old girl by the name of Mallory Grossman killed herself as a result of bullying that she received at school. Now, this wasn't a surprise. It was well known. She had asked for help. Her mother had placed calls to action to the officials at the school and the school board itself, asking for something to be done because of the treatment that her daughter was going through. Their solution was, in one instance, to force the girl to hug the people that were bullying her. Their other solution was to have her pulled out of the group and eat lunch by herself so that they couldn't get to her. So instead of doing anything with the bullies, they isolated her.
Wow.
That's the wrong way to deal with that problem.
So incredibly backwards. I absolutely understand why they're pressing in a lawsuit.
Yeah. That's not how you deal with that. Like, you don't, like, someone to... The victim is not the one that you remove from the equation.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. That's fucking bonkers, dude. I hope this family wins because, yeah, no, they did that completely wrong. Yeah. Anyone can tell you.
It is baffling that they thought that is the course of action that they should take. Of this student is being bullied, so instead of doing anything with the people that are bullying the student, we'll just remove this student.
Yeah. And then, unfortunately, she removed herself permanently.
Yeah. There was not help being offered to her that was actually, because if that's the situation you were put in, you will just feel worse. Because now you will feel even more alone.
Yeah, no, this could have been handled so much better. What are the repercussions going on in the school right now?
Nothing right now.
What about for the kids bullying her.
The article itself doesn't say anything regarding the kids that were bullying her. It's mostly talking about what happened, what was done with Mallory, and then the lawsuit moving forward.
Well, again, I hope they get what they deserve out of this, because they deserve a lot from the shit that they just got drugged through.
Like, I understand that, with suicidal people, it can be very difficult to understand, to see what's going on or understand how you need to help them, because sometimes even if you do, because, we've shared the suicide awareness hotline several times, and then I've also seen the post of, instead of sharing the hotline, how about you just stop being a shitty person? It's like, well, I have asked people for help, and not for help. Well, yes, I have also asked people for help, and that's not the point I'm trying to get at, though. I have asked people if they are okay. I have tried to make sure that, tried to take the steps of people that I am concerned about. But it doesn't always matter, because people will close themselves off. And when I see something like, and unfortunately we have so many veterans every year that commit suicide, and, they went somewhere else and they had to endure and see terrible things, or even commit terrible things, and then they're unable to cope with that, and that's what causes them to end their own life. On one stance, like, I can somewhat understand and sympathize with those veterans. But when a 12-year-old girl in middle school is pushed to the point that a 12-year-old girl takes her own life, there is zero level of understanding. That is just the entire world failing her.
Absolutely.
And it's not like her mother didn't know that she was having trouble. Her mother was asking the school, like, this is happening, what are you going to do about it? And all they did was choose potentially the worst action possible.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely the worst. It's hard for me to add to this because it's pretty much just been said. Like, this is very, very unfortunate, and it should never have happened.
And what's sad is it doesn't sound like anything is happening as a result of it.
Which things absolutely should.
3.
Instead of death to America, Iran is now just posting photos of migrant children in United States cages.
This was submitted by The Record Corrected to Our World News.
Yeah. Well, don't gotta create propaganda when the United States government just shares pure ammunition freely on the internet.
I mean, it's not like they have a choice really at the moment. I guess they do control the internet in some regards.
Real quick, Matthew Whiting in the chat room says episode 500 should talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, if you want to submit a question, because we are holding an Ask Us Anything on episode 500, if you want to submit something that is related to Kingdom Hearts, then we'll be sure to talk about it. Otherwise, though, it'll just be whatever people ask. Beyond that, though, so Iran doesn't like America. I don't know if they've ever liked America, and even after we went in there and tried to clean things up, it just made things worse in a lot of different facets. And they often, the media is all run by the government. There is not free press there. And the government had been sharing Death to America videos, basically just anti-America propaganda for quite some time. And they recently switched from that message to just showing how we're treating migrant children.
Well, it's really unfortunate that just news anywhere you go isn't really unbiased, and that it's all just a form of propaganda.
I think for the most part, it's relatively borderline impossible to have unbiased news. You can just present a list of facts, essentially.
Good old reporting there.
But it's going to be difficult to have anything beyond just a list of facts if you're wanting to stay unbiased. And even in the public's eye, if you cover one story and don't cover another one, then they will automatically assign a bias to you because of what you do and do not cover.
That's fair.
So, I think it's just, do what you can, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. It still seems like pandering to me.
Probably.
2.
Koko, the Gorilla Foundation is sad to announce that the passing of our beloved Koko.
This is submitted by Deific to Our News.
Koko the gorilla, she's really incredible. Koko the gorilla, she died peacefully in her sleep at 46 years old. You have most definitely seen Koko at some point because she's the gorilla that understood American Sign Language and was able to communicate with visitors and handlers and caretakers, full communication through sign language.
And didn't she also have that cat too?
Yes, and she also understood and mourned when Robin Williams died. Like, she was
probably the smartest gorilla we've ever seen.
Well, and even beyond just how smart she was, it also shows us the potential of intelligence in things that are not human.
Yeah, in more ways than just obeying, because like that's how we measure the intelligence of dogs.
Right, is how well they obey and how well they listen, but the level of cognitive ability that existed within Koko was incredible.
Speaking of dogs, I found out that we used to think dogs weren't self-aware because they didn't recognize themselves.
Mm-hmm. In mirrors, but then we realized that dogs don't rely on visual and they rely on scent.
Mm-hmm.
So they're able.
They have like a scent signature.
Yeah, they're very self-aware. It is just related to scent and not sight.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool.
No, that's very unfortunate for Koko, and I think that those of us who didn't already have our balls out for Bond 2 and our dicks out for Harambe should really just pull them out now for Koko.
God damn it, Nathan.
Sorry, I had to ruin that,
but she was a very long-lived gorilla. The average lifespan of a gorilla is 35 to 40 years, so making it to 46 is quite the accomplishment.
Cooch out for Koko.
Cooch out for Koko. Oh, gotta get the ladies in here. I got it.
Yeah.
Jennifer from the back. No.
Just equal opportunities.
Equal opportunity. We're all equal here. Everyone get your genitalia out.
One.
Okay.
Again, another resounding firm no from the back.
Wow.
European Union. Try this again.
One.
European Union hits back at Donald Trump with billions in tariffs on bourbon, whiskey, jeans, and motorcycles.
This is submitted by Neurotic Kitten to Our World News.
So, the reason for the very specific things that they are putting tariffs on, one, it is a 25% tariff, which will be right around 2.5 billion pounds in charges. The reason that they chose those specific products is because they are products that Trump himself and Trump's closest friends,
I mean, that's how you get to them.
Either way, the people that are closest to Trump are directly involved with. So instead of just punishing all the United States, they are specifically putting tariffs on the agencies of basically the Trump administration itself.
I love it. That's some great shit right there. That's funny. We'll see how long this tariff war lasts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I thought of a meme that I wanted to make. I just didn't put the effort in to actually make it. I wanted to.
Same.
Yours was a comic. Mine's actually pretty damn simple.
Yo, are you saying comics aren't memes? This could easily have been a 4 or 5 panel comic.
Sure. Now, anyhow, so what I wanted to make was find one of the little news announcements of like Donald Trump places trade tariffs on China or China places trade tariffs on us, and the next one be a picture of one of the first rules is to never get in a trade war with China from Princess Bride. It's land war. Is it a land war? Damn, I thought it was a trade war. Fuck.
War, no. I have that movie right over here.
It was a good thought though.
It's down there.
No, the real knowledge is don't get in a land war with Russia.
Yo, at least during the winter.
Most wars last through at least a winter.
Never fight Russia in the winter.
Yeah, no. Oh, I mean, the Russian strategy in winter is fucked. We'll just burn everything as we retreat farther into Siberia, and as you try to walk in, you will find nothing and nothing for you to take, and then you'll freeze and die.
It's a good fucking plan, all right?
I didn't say it didn't work, but holy shit, Russia.
It's...
Chadwick, do not march on Moscow in the winter. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I don't think
it never works.
Has anyone even made it to Moscow? Don't they always lose or die before they even get like halfway there?
Yeah. Yeah, normally.
Because Fuck.
Because like Hitler did it and
Napoleon.
Napoleon did it. I want to say there's another person.
Probably. Anywho.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
Nathan, what did you care about in the last 24 hours?
My luck came back, and it caused two things to happen that were really, really amazing.
Your luck came back? What the fuck does that mean? Do you have a little coin that you carry in your pocket?
No, I'm not Irish, dude. That's racist.
It was a reference to a movie. God damn it.
Anyways, so
It's your luck, boyo.
I have found my first four-leaf clover in like slightly over a year because like last year I didn't really actively look for him.
Sure.
And also, after I found it, I had learned that Valhazak Gamma dropped today, so we have a new monster in Monster Hunter. Or
Okay,
monster.
I'm glad that you went on to say Monster Hunter because initially I was just so lost.
And then also, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Season 5 has been announced for October. So I'm super excited to see Vento Ario in video form. That's going to be super cool because it's fucking brutal and it's going to have some dope-ass stance.
Good. Anything else?
All because of me. All because I found my four-leaf
Yep,
clover.
you found a four-leaf clover, and that is like instantly,
It
immediately
triggered everything.
They just immediately decided that JoJo needed season 5.
Exactly. And they're right. It absolutely did need season, and it absolutely will continue and need season 6 as well.
When the fuck did that show goddamn start?
Okay, so when did the current run of the show start, or when did the actual like beginning of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure start?
Did they reboot it at some point?
They did it an old OVA in like 93 or 94.
Okay.
But it originally started being produced, I want to say, in 89.
The actual
manga and everything.
Well, when did the anime start?
The most recent one?
Sure.
2010?
I'm
2014.
looking right now. 2012.
I was within 2 on each side. Damn.
Maybe it's the OVA that I've like seen before because it looks super friggin' old.
Yeah, that's probably the OVA. And
Well,
the
there's
fucking
also a
jumps on
movie.
it are awful, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, the OVA was in 1993, and there was a movie that was released in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I watched the OVAs. They're faithful, kind of. They skip a lot, but still pretty good. I mean, if you're a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fan, you have to watch it.
Sure.
I also found out there's a Fist of the North Star live-action movie in 1995.
Yeah, you mentioned that yesterday.
It's cool.
The thing I cared about is also anime-related. Me and Jennifer finished Magical Girl Ore yesterday, and it's quite fantastic.
That show's awesome.
It's hilarious and incredible. It's only 12 episodes. It's on Crunchyroll. Go watch it.
It's so funny.
It's amazing.
Yo, all right, Michael.
What?
It's on now, but you need to start watching Golden Kamuy.
Golden Comely?
Golden Kamuy.
Kamui?
Yeah, Kamuy. It is one of the funniest shows I have ever seen, and it is now like my top 5 favorite anime of all time. It's only got like 10 episodes, and it makes me excited for Monday.
Well, this first screenshot I see made me think of JoJo's.
How dare you? It's about this ex-soldier named Sugimoto the Immortal, and he meets this native girl in Japan who's part of a native clan called the Ainu, and they have to go around finding a bunch of prisoners that escaped from a prison that have a treasure map tattooed on them. So they end up going around and killing some and skinning them.
It's like super new. The run of the anime started in April.
Yeah, it's fucking dope as shit. There's a scene where one of the prisoners really wants to die, so he like gets off on the idea of dying, and he's like fighting Sugimoto, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm so glad it was you." And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm happy that this is happening too."
Alright.
It's fucking hilarious. There's a character in it that I want to make in D&D. His name's I forget his name. It's like Shiraishi or something. But he's the escape king, and he's like this rogue character who can dislocate his arms and legs to squeeze in places, and he will have fishing wire tied around his teeth. And at the other end of the fishing wire is like little packages that contain either like a bullet or like a razor so that he can cough them up and escape from whatever situation he's in.
Sounds intense.
It's fucking cool.
It looks like the last episode comes out on Tuesday. Monday.
Monday.
June
a lot
25th.
of the screenshots are perfect for no context. Like the way they change faces is hilarious. There's a bit in the one that I watched yesterday where the Ainu girl kept calling a guy penis sensei.
Damn.
Because his head looked like a penis.
Well, on that note, I think we'll go ahead and move our right asses out of here. Good lord, sir.
It's fucking hilarious. Everyone should watch it.
You're hilarious.
You're right.
All right. This is Thursday, everybody. That means we will not have a show until Monday. If you want to change that and have us have more shows every week, please go to patreon.com/dailyinternet. Also, remember, we are holding an Ask Us Anything that is taking place on episode 500, so get your questions submitted for that. Ask us anything that you would like. If there's something in particular you want us to talk about, just be like, hey, what do you guys think of this? Or what have you guys looked into, this upcoming thing, or whatever. Anything at all. Please submit those questions to us on any of the platforms that you can get in contact with us. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Reddit. All of those are at iRedditcast. You can also send us an email to iReddit@mjolnir.media. My social media is at Schwahn Michael, and Nathan's at Bimmenstein. Send it to any of those. Drop it in any of the comments or wherever you're at, and we will get those questions added, and then we will get them answered on episode 500. If you are looking for other ways to support the show, you can pick yourself up some merchandise. We have a couple of shirts available for you in the description below. In addition, you can leave us a 5-star review on our audio-only platforms, such as iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. That helps other people find the show so that we can get more visibility. And that's it, everybody. That is your 487th dose of the internet. I'm Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Llewellyn Dowd.
And please remember, everybody.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
Bye.
Bye.